Hello everyone and welcome back to 27 Fox Place. We had a few really nice days over the weekend. It got up into the 80s, so we both headed outside. There's not a lot of opportunities to clean up outside during the winter months, so the grill is long overdue for a clean. We do have a cover for the grill, but we use the grill year round, so we never use it. And because the cabinet under the grill isn't completely closed off, dirt and water can get inside. And every time it rains, the drip tray fills up with water. So the whole thing needs to be cleaned. And even though it's still winter, it was feeling a lot like spring, which made it impossible to spend any time inside the house. There's always plenty of things that need to be done in the spring, both inside and outside the house. But when it warms up, we always head outside. So while I worked on cleaning up the grill, my husband worked on cleaning up the fountain. And of course, Ace is always more than happy to supervise. This winter has been pretty warm, so the algae is thriving. It gets the perfect amount of sun in the spot, so it doesn't take long for the algae to get out of control. And I've tried all kinds of different ways to clean up this fountain, but the pressure washer is by far the fastest and easiest way. The pressure washer uses less water than the regular hose, and it quickly removes any stubborn dirt that the hose just can't. And anything that can cut down on cleaning time without using chemicals is a win in my book. It does take a little more time to set up and put away, so anytime we drag it out, we try to clean everything that we can.
Another rainy afternoon, I don't know what I'm to do. I just miss you more than anything. It's way too quiet in the house. I'm just wasted on the couch, 'cause I don't wanna feel anything. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's.
There's a few things that we need to store underneath the grill, and I store them inside these bins. The bins help to keep things organized, and the lids help keep out the dirt, which makes everything easier to keep clean. When I need to clean underneath the grill, I can just pull out the bins and wipe them off. I always clean the outside of the grill much more often than the inside. I try to clean the outside every few months or so, but cleaning the inside is on my spring cleaning checklist. So it does need to be done soon, but the warmer temperatures aren't going to last very long. It's supposed to drop down into the 60s again next week, and I didn't want to spend all day outside cleaning. My husband and I took turns with the pressure washer. Most of the time I just use soap and water to clean the grill, but the pressure washer does a much better job of cleaning off the stuck-on grease and gunk that builds up on the outside of the grill. And there's a few stubborn spots that didn't want to come off, so I had to use a microfiber cloth to clean a few spots. And I love this grill, and it was definitely worth every penny, but it was a bit of an investment, so I want it to last as long as possible. Keeping the grill clean helps to keep it looking good, and it also helps to keep it in good working order.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll call it golden. Golden, golden. Will high five for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird playing. Golden, I'll call it golden. Golden, golden. Gold hair, gold rings. Walk up the river, back my feet step over.
Once the grill is clean, I like to use a chamois cloth to dry it off. The chamois is very soft, but it's also much more absorbent than microfiber, so I don't need to wring it out as often, and because it's larger, it covers a larger area, so it helps save time. Then once the grill is dry, I like to use stainless steel polish to make it shiny and to help protect it so that it stays cleaner and lasts longer.
Gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of talking, the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. Gonna let the past be filled with smoke, and I will try to fix what has been broken and take this weight off my shoulders, cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
I found this basket at Walmart a few years ago. The basket was perfect for storing all the pine cones that we collect for starting fires out here, but the plastic is disintegrating and it's starting to come apart, and so all of the pine cones were spilling out all over the place. So the last thing I wanted to do outside today was to clean up the pine cones and empty out this basket, and the only thing that I could find that was big enough was the container that we used to store the hose. So I stole it so that we'd have somewhere to keep the pine cones until I can find a better solution. Now I don't have anywhere to put the hose, but at least I can clean up the pine cones and get them up off the ground. Once I got near the bottom of the basket, I started running into signs of spiders, and I found a few spider eggs. So I decided to load up the last few pine cones into the fireplace. We don't get the chance to light a lot of fires when it gets cold enough to light one. It's either raining or too windy, and I'm hoping we might be able to light a fire next week when it does cool down again. There is a chance of rain in the forecast, but I don't think we'll get much rain if we do get any, so it might be our last chance to light a fire this year.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and such a wonderful delight.
I'm not sure if I should try fixing the basket or just replace it altogether, but I might try to save it with either a little wire to keep it together or try and wrap it with something like jute. That way I can extend the life a few more years. And the basket was inexpensive, but it might be expensive to replace, and I'd like to keep it out of the landfill if I can.
You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest.
I like using pot feet to keep the pots and the baskets up off the ground. It keeps them out of the standing water. When the pots sit on the ground, they can stain the concrete, and if they sit in water all the time, they can deteriorate faster. And when they're up off the ground, it also makes it easier to clean underneath them without having to move the pots around. I always like using the clay feet, but they can be hard to find, and I can usually find them in the nursery center with the rest of the terracotta pots. It was such a nice day that even Ace got a little spa treatment. We do have a cool down coming next week, but the weather is still getting warmer now, so it won't be long before he starts shedding his winter coat. And a clean dog is a clean house. By giving him a bath, it will release most of the loose fur and make it easier to brush him out so that it doesn't end up all over the house.
And it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh,
I should have pitched this little mum into the compost pile months ago, but it keeps trying to bloom, so I keep it around just to see what happens. There were still a few more things that I wanted to do outside, but I decided to save them all for the next day. Before I headed outside, I needed to finish up the daily reset, and there were a few other random things that I needed to do.
You tell me you're scared. You tell me you're weak. But I know you're stronger than what you think. And I know it's hard. It's rough, but we'll make it through, and I'll back you up. Wherever you're going, I'm going too. I'll follow you through the and the blue. Whatever the mountain, we'll climb to the next. Honey, I'm with you through life and to death. You tell me you're nervous. You say you're afraid.
I always try to check the lint filter before and after I put the clothes in the dryer because it's one of those things that's easy to forget. Clearing the lint filter after every load will save both time and energy. I got all of the clothes folded up and realized that I left the basket upstairs. I filled it up with another load of dirty clothes, but I got distracted and didn't bring it down with me, so I had to run back upstairs and get it. And of course, I had to take in all the cuteness of my little sleepy Ace.
We'll fix these mistakes. Wherever you're going, I'm going to. I'll follow you through the black and the blue. follow you through the black and the blue. Whatever the mountain, we'll climb to the next. Honey, I'm with you through life and to death. Honey, I'm with you through life and to death.
The roses that I got for Valentine's didn't last very long, and I have no idea why. I always strip off the lower leaves, trim off the ends, and then I add a packet of floral preservative to the water. I always do the same thing, so I have no idea why some of the roses open up all of the way and others flop, or why one rose lasted longer than all of the others. I've been saving flower petals for over 30 years now. When my husband gives me flowers, I dry them out and keep them in glass jars. I don't do anything special to preserve them. Once the blooms are spent, I clip off the petals and put them in a basket to let them dry out, and once they're completely dry, I can add them to the jar with the rest of my collection. I washed out the oil dispenser that I keep next to the stove, so now that it's dry, I needed to refill it so that it's ready the next time I need it. And I only like to use cold pressed oils like olive oil, coconut oil, and avocado oil, but I prefer to cook with avocado oil because it has a higher smoke point than the rest.
Standing here a while just to take it all in. Radio's playing our song. And then you stood there smiling.
I've been wanting to clean this window for months now, but it's either been too windy or too rainy. The top pane of this window is constantly dusty. Because of the angle on the top of the window, dirt collects and settles on the glass, and the last rain washed away a lot of the dirt, so it's not as bad as it was. Normally I just use water and a squeegee to clean off the glass, but there's a small amount of hard water buildup from the rain, so I'm using a vinegar solution this time. I'm using a 16-ounce spray bottle, and I just fill half with water and half with vinegar, and then I add about a teaspoon of dish soap, or at least enough soap for the solution to form bubbles, but not too much dish soap because it takes too much time to get all the soap off again. We clean the outside on the house windows about once a year, usually in the spring after the rain, but I probably look out this window the most, so I clean it more than the rest. The inside of this window is the hardest window to clean, so I usually don't clean the inside and the outside at the same time, but there is a drawback to cleaning one side at a time, because once the glass is clean on one side, it's much easier to see all the spots on the other side. So once I clean one side, I usually end up cleaning the other side the following week.
Finally home. I've been gone for too long. It is true. If only I could.
The weather warms up, the pots on the patio start drying out, so I need to water them more often. Some of the larger pots are on a drip system, but there are still some that I need to water by hand. We got a new hose for the yard, and it's harder to get out and put away than the old one, so I wanted to water everything while I had it out. A few weeks ago, I planted annuals in some of the pots, and the pansies are all thriving, but the marigolds didn't do so well. But it has been a mild winter overall this year. Even annuals that usually die back in the winter are still alive and blooming.
can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, I reach through mysterious seas. My home hope. I look for
Most of the windows in the house are covered with blinds for privacy, but the kitchen window and the two back doors are always open to let the light in, and because they also have the best views, so they get washed more. Most of the time I just clean the glass, but the screens and the frames around the doors get dusty and dirty too. So today I wanted to rinse off the screens and the door frames before I wash them.
show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. All in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be
I'm just using water and a squeegee to clean the glass on the doors, and if you've been following me for a while, then you'll know it's the only way that I clean windows. I use a microfiber wand to quickly loosen up the dirt, and then I use a squeegee to wipe it all away. There's no chemicals or soap to dry on the glass and leave a haze behind, and it's the quickest and easiest way and the best way that I've found to clean windows.
I missed a cue for a dream. The engine blows. I guess you always seem to know. Hello, Mona. I push back the serious the ends unknown. To get back the life I used to know. All in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. All in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know.
That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications before you go. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I hope to see you next time.